Evaluating Consent or Pay Models in Behavioral Advertising, an analysis of EDPB Opinion 08/2024. In April 2024, the European Data Protection Board, EDPB, adopted Opinion 08/2024 in response to inquiries from Dutch, Norwegian, and German, Hamburg, supervisory authorities. This opinion addresses the legal complexities and ethical considerations of consent or pay models employed by large online platforms for behavioral advertising. These models pose critical questions regarding the validity and freedom of user consent under the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. Background: consent or pay models offer users a binary choice: consent to the processing of personal data for behavioral advertising or pay for a service that doesn't involve such processing. This approach raises substantial concerns about whether consent obtained under these conditions can truly be considered free and informed, as required by GDPR. EDPB's assessment. The EDPB's opinion emphasizes the necessity for online platforms to adhere strictly to GDPR standards, ensuring that any form of consent is explicit, informed, and freely given. It highlights several significant points. 1. Validity of consent. Consent must be a product of free choice without any detriment to the user who might refuse to provide it. 1. The EDPB opines that in most instances, large platforms will struggle to meet the GDPR's requirements if they offer only a binary choice between consent or payment. 2. Alternatives to paid services. Platforms should provide users with an equivalent alternative that does not require payment or consent to data processing for behavioral advertising. 2. This should include less intrusive forms of advertising, such as contextual advertising that does not depend on personal data. 3. Power imbalance and market dominance. The opinion also explores the power dynamics between users and large platforms, suggesting that an imbalance can affect the freedom of consent. 3. Platforms with dominant market positions must demonstrate extra care in how they obtain consent, ensuring that it does not exploit their position. Implications and challenges. The EDPB's guidelines set a high standard for consent mechanisms, challenging the prevalent business models of many online services. Platforms are encouraged to innovate in how they solicit consent, potentially leading to more user-friendly consent mechanisms that enhance transparency and user control. Conclusion. Opinion 08/2024 from the EDPB marks a critical step in defining the boundaries of lawful consent under GDPR within the context of consent or pay models. It underscores the importance of genuine choice and transparency in user interactions with large online platforms. As digital platforms continue to evolve, the principles laid out by the EDPB will likely play a central role in shaping their approaches to user data and advertising strategies.